I've begun that.
Can I start now?
Yep.
Okay. Hi everyone. So we're group four, and we're going to be talking about Sony's PlayStation 4 or PS4 from an economic perspective. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're going to talk about the demand and supply analysis of PS4, the elasticity of supply and demand for it, market data about the consumers and the firm of PS4, which is Sony, the importance of the product, the performance analysis and comparison with other firms, the growth of the company, and how COVID-19 has impacted the overall performance of Sony Corporation, how Sony Corporation has been performing in recent times, and what we would suggest to the government to further improve the technology and innovation sector. Next slide. Okay, let me just give a brief introduction about our product and the company. So, PS4 or PlayStation 4 is a product of Sony. Sony Corporation, as we know it, is a multinational conglomerate, and this especially deals with electronics, entertainment, and gaming. And under gaming, we have PS4, which is a console that was developed by Sony, and it has emerged as one of the most popular products of the company so far. The reason why it's so popular is because PS4 has a very powerful hardware and the gaming experience that it provides is very immersive. It has a vast library of games, online multiplayer streaming, as well as opportunities for social connectivity between the players. Next slide. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sumitha, and I will be talking about the demand and supply. So, the sales success of 117 million PlayStation 4 consoles since October 23rd, 13 reflects robust demand, underscored by 5 million units sold between October 2014 and January 2015, indicating sustained consumer interest. Price affordability at $400, the PS4 aligns with consumer preferences for cost effective entertainment. The competitive landscape featuring alternatives like Xbox and Wii U further emphasizes market dynamics. Xbox price reduction to $400 responding to consumer demand for affordability, and Wii U's budget friendly pricing at $300 contributed to the diverse market. Consumer preferences for high quality games, fast online connectivity, and enhanced controllers drive PS4 demand, shaping the video game console market. On the supply side, production costs of $381 closely aligned with market pricing highlight the delicate balance crucial for the producers. The need to upgrade popular games reflects the industry's substantial investments. Advanced technology, including high quality processors and Wi Fi capabilities, ensures a competitive supply. The positive consumer reception of the PS4 underscores the supply side responsive to the market expectations, emphasizing the central role of innovation and upgrading and shaping gaming industry dynamics. Moving on to the next slide.
Hello everyone. My name is Shweta Sharma. So I would like to talk about the elasticity of demand and supply for Sony PS4. So according to the latest data available, Sony has successfully sold more than 117 million units of the PlayStation 4 worldwide since its first release in 2013. And we can also see in the graph like it depicts the global unit sales of Sony PlayStation 4 consoles from 2014 to 2023. But somewhat the PlayStation 4 has inelastic demand due to various variables such as its established market position, wide range of game titles, and competitive pricing relative to newer gaming systems. Next slide, please. On the other hand, if I talk about the elasticity of supply for Sony for PS4, despite the introduction of the PS4, still Sony has continued the manufacturing of the PS4, adapting its supply strategy to accommodate the market dynamics and consumer preferences. The supply elasticity of PS4 appears to be relatively elastic which allows Sony to adjust its production volumes in response to fluctuations in demand and market conditions. As we can see in the graph, like there are so many other variables, but still from 2003 to 2013 to 2017, the production is quite good of PS4. Next slide, please. Yes, and if we talk about the monthly active users, then really Sony have for PS4 has like it took the attention of the people and it has become a good source of entertainment for everyone. And as per the reports of June 23, approximately 108 million monthly active users are there, and this expansive network of users actively engages with the diverse offerings provided by the PlayStation networking, including its access to the latest gaming releases, online multiplayer functionalities, exclusive content, and subscription based services such as PlayStation Plus. Now, moving to the another.
Hi again. Now I'm going to talk about how PS4 has become important to its consumers, to its producer, and to national and global economy. So let's talk about the consumers first. Consumers have been able to gain entertainment, social interaction, as well as access to streaming services through the use of PS4. This is because PS4 has been consistently providing its users with high quality games, immersive graphics, and advanced features that many other consoles have not been able to provide them with. Also, PS4 has sort of become a status symbol for a lot of people, due to which prestige is associated with its ownership, which is why its customers have been increasing even in recent times. For Sony, PS4 has been generating significant revenue ever since its release. From 2013 up until 2023,
Shristi, your mic is muted.
am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, do I start from the beginning? Was I not audible all this time?
No, just
No.
start from where you left off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about the importance of PS4. The customers are able to gain entertainment, social interaction, and access to streaming services through the use of PS4. This is because PS4 provides them with high quality games, immersive graphics, and advanced features. Because it is such a popular product, prestige is often associated with its ownership. So people also use PS4 as a status symbol. For Sony, PS4 has been able to generate significant revenue ever since its release. From 2013 up until 2023, 116 million units of the video game have been sold worldwide. As a result, Sony has been able to gain market leadership, and it is in competition, even though it is in competition with other gaming consoles. Next slide, please. So let's talk about the importance of PS4 to the national and global economy. As you can see the table here, Sony has been able to generate a revenue or annual income taxes for Sony in 2023 have been 1.752 billion, which is a staggering amount. And as a result, Sony has employed many people in game development, manufacturing, retail, and support, and this has contributed to global employment. Additionally, when it comes to the global importance of PS4, the products such as PS4 and other gaming consoles have contributed to the growth of the global gaming industry. As you can see the chart below, the technological advancement has been massive. So for Sony PS4, the employees, although they have reduced in recent times, the technological advancements cannot be forgotten. And these technological advancements have benefited the global economy tremendously. Moving on to the next.
Hello everyone, I'm Siddharth and I'll be covering Sony's performance analysis and its market growth. So talking about the market share, Sony's biggest competitor in the video game industry is Microsoft because of its Xbox One gaming console. Microsoft has 10.3% of market share, while Sony has 9.9%, which keeps it at the second position. Sony has other competitors too, but to grow in this industry, it has to beat Microsoft. Talking about the revenue, we can see that there is a negligible growth in Sony's revenue. The main three reasons for this are competition, innovation, and promotions. As we can see in as we saw in the previous slide, that Microsoft is Sony's biggest competitor. It is difficult for Sony to compete with Microsoft due to its market value, resources, and reputation, and its diverse businesses. Moreover, business of Sony's because of Sony's stagnant product line, it has missed many opportunities in the market. And regarding promotions, Sony has failed to understand its consumers' expectations. Sony's consumers are getting better products at lower prices. And talking about the net profits, as we saw in the previous slide, that there is a huge difference in Sony and Microsoft's revenue. The difference is also being reflected in the net incomes. In 2013 and 2014, Sony's profits were negative, which were recovered in upcoming years, but compared to its rival, the numbers are still smaller. Now, coming to the company growth, we have taken two factors in consideration to study this. First is sales, and second is employment. Sony's one third of the revenue is generated from video game segment because of PS4 success. And as we can see on the screen, the video game segment has the largest sales number compared to the other segments, and the numbers are also increasing every year. As we discussed previously about the slow revenue growth, sectors such as mobile communication and corporate are responsible for the slow growth. And as we can see here, they have not performed well over the time. Talking about PS4 sales, the numbers are increasing every year, and that is why it is the most revenue generator in the company. And finally, talking about the employment, Sony is decreasing the number of employees because there are some financial issues going on in some of its departments, and it has received a negative feedback for some of its newly launched product. So to overcome these issues, Sony is restructuring its organization. Now, Shreya will cover the COVID impacts.
Hello everyone. So good afternoon. Let's take a look at how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the Sony's corporation's overall business segments. So despite the pandemic, Sony's digital sales thrived. Moving on to the next slide. So, despite the pandemic, Sony's digital sales thrived, with the PlayStation 4's digital revenue reaching 74% in the first quarter of 2020. On the other hand, the hardware sales took a hit, with a decline from 3.2 to 1.9 million units, which was impacted by both the pandemic and the transition to the PlayStation 5. Also, the supply chain interruptions, particularly in electronics, were felt across multiple regions. And the entertainment segments like music and pictures faced significant delays due to the challenges in production and distribution. Uh, next slide, please. Okay. So secondly, we have Sony's stock market response to COVID-19. Here we can clearly see a depiction of the pandemic's effects on the organization. Initially, the stock prices remained stable, but as the pandemic caused people to shift towards the digital entertainment, Sony's stock prices surged in the mid 2020. However, the early 2021 period showed a decline, which reflects the challenges in electronics and entertainment because of the supply chain issues. So, despite all of these fluctuations and dips, Sony showed a resilience with recovery efforts throughout the year 2022, though the stock experienced ongoing fluctuations as the world was adjusting to the COVID-19 pandemic. So, to sum this up, the pandemic has undoubtedly shaken the global market, as we all know. But Sony's complex business structure allowed some of the segments of the Sony to flourish while others had to go through difficult times. And now going on to the next slide. And now let's take a quick journey through the Sony stock market performance over the last decade. So between the year 2013 and 2020, as we can see on the graph, Sony experienced moderate fluctuations, reflecting a stable growth pattern. Early on from 2013 to 2016, the stock prices remained consistent with occasional spikes. And this changed in late 2016 when we saw a noticeable upswing, signaling a period of significant growth which staying at a higher level through 2018, the early 2018. But however, the COVID 19 pandemic brought instability, causing a surge, then a sharp decline in stock prices, as we can see on the graph. Yet by the end of the year 2020, Sony's quick recovery shows its resilience as it was back to the pre pandemic levels. So, moving on to the next slide, we have the comparative analysis from 2020 to 2023. So, we can clearly see that the narrative shifts. Sony stock quickly recovered from the initial shock of the pandemic, reaching a peak in the mid of 2021. And this was followed by a correction phase, which is a typical market response to adjust to the later growth that we have seen earlier in 2021 from the graph. So in 2022, another rise in stock prices indicated Sony's exceptional performance despite all the challenges that it had to face. By the mid 2023, Sony's stock appears to stabilize at a higher average, making a period of pronounced fluctuations but also significant growth. So, to sum this up, the whole analysis shows how adaptable the company is with various challenges that it has to face. So, in conclusion, the company impressively adjusted itself to the market changes, whether they were small or if they were on the large scale. But the whole performance of the company was impressive, I would say.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the suggestions to the government. To enhance the welfare of its citizens and stimulate economic growth through the development of the video game industry, the government should consider a multi-pronged approach. Firstly, encouraging research and development with tax incentives and grants can drive innovation, create high-skilled jobs, and propel the sector forward. Secondly, fostering global competitive competitiveness through favorable trade agreements and reduced trade barriers opens up international markets, expanding the industry's reach and boosting revenues. Thirdly, balanced regulations and consumer protection measures ensures the responsible gaming practices and content rating, aligning industry's profitability with player well-being. Lastly, supporting independent developers with resources and funding promotes diversity and innovation, enriching the gaming landscape while contributing to the local economy and culture. These strategies collectively invigorate the video game industry, benefiting both citizens and the nation's economic prosperity. Moving on to the next slide, I will be uh, I will be concluding this. Next slide. I will be concluding the entire presentation by stating that the strong demand for the PlayStation 4, evidenced by the sale of 117 million units since October 2013, is propelled by its affordability, competitive pricing relative to newer systems, and alignment with consumer preferences. Despite the introduction of the PS5, Sony's adaptable supply strategy has kept PS4 production ongoing, reflecting an elastic supply that adjusts to market dynamics. The significance of the PS4 lies in its role in providing diverse entertainment options for consumers, generating substantial revenue, and contributing to the national economy through tax receipts. In the competitive gaming console segment, Microsoft's Xbox One leads due to its broad portfolio, challenging Sony's overall revenue and profit growth. However, the video game segment stands out as a robust revenue generator for Sony, particularly thanks to the exceptional success of the PlayStation. Sony's recent stock market performance, marked by greater volatility and rapid expansion between 2020 and 2023, reflects both triumph in sectors like gaming and hurdles in other domains. In conclusion, the video game industry, exemplified by the PS4's success, plays a pivotal role in driving demand, innovation, and economic contributions. A multifaceted government approach encompassing R&D support, favorable trade agreements, balanced regulations, and assistance to independent developers holds the potential to further enrich the welfare of citizens and stimulate economic growth through the gaming sector, highlighting the remarkable potential for economic development within the video game industry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for a nice and
Ma'am,
informative presentation.
thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.